Hello everyone. On today's Come Sit at My Table, we are continuing our Taste for Blueberries series, and today I'm making a blueberry orzo salad that I'm taking to our men's cookout tonight at our church. So let's get started. We're going to start with a 16-ounce box of orzo. Now I'm going to tell on myself right here. The first couple of times that I ate orzo, I thought it was rice. Someone finally said something about Orzo Pasta, and I was like, what do you mean pasta? That's rice. Well, no, it's actually pasta. It does look like rice. The grains look like rice, but it's actually a pasta, just like spaghetti or, any other pasta. So this is going to be a pasta salad. Along with our orzo, we're going to use 1/3 cup of lemon juice, 1/4 of a cup of olive oil. Now, Melissa and I were in Costco the other day, and they were doing samples of this lemon extra virgin olive oil. And if they're giving out samples, I'm going to try it. And we both really liked it.
It's a really good flavor.
It really is. They were using pieces of pita bread and letting you dip in they give you a little cup of this. It was delicious. So we bought one, and I thought this would be great in this pasta salad. If you don't have lemon flavored extra virgin olive oil, just use regular olive oil. It will be fine. That's what I've always used before, but since I bought this the other day, I thought, I'm going to try this. So we're putting that in. We're also going to use 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Also in our dressing, we're going to put 2 tablespoons of minced shallots. Now, when you look at these, well, if you're like me anyway, you're going to say, what's the difference in a shallot and an onion, except that a shallot is teeny tiny. They look like miniature onions. Well, they are a type of onion, but they have a little bit of a different flavor. They're kind of the taste is kind of a mix between a red onion and a white onion. Just a little bit of a combination of the taste, and they are smaller, but they have a really good flavor. If you can't find shallots, no big deal. Just use a mild onion, like a white onion or a Vidalia onion, something like that.
This, by the way, is a really nice brand.
Oh, Melissa, you're right. It is Melissa's shallots. They must be extra good.
Extra wonderful.
I probably should have put extra shallots in the dish. You're silly. All right. We're going to use 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard, 1 tablespoon of honey, and that makes up our dressing. Now, also, after we pour our dressing on our orzo pasta, we're going to add 1 15-ounce can of corn, 1.5 cups of blueberries, and those have been washed and they've been de-stemmed. I've taken the stems off of them. There weren't many, but I did find some. We're also going to add 1/4 of a cup of sliced green onions. Now, if you want to use not shallots, what am I trying to say, Melissa?
Scallions.
Scallions. If you want to use scallions, you can. Scallions and green onions are exactly the same thing. It's just that scallions have been harvested before they got very big. So they're the same thing. You can use scallions or green onions, same taste. But I want you to look at these beautiful green onions. Our neighbor Ernie showed up at the front door yesterday and said, hey, I brought you some eggs and some green onions. He had just pulled these from his garden. Aren't those beautiful onions? And so I told him, I said, I'm actually making a dish tomorrow that needs green onions. I'm using yours. And last, we're going to use 1/4 of a cup of chopped cilantro. If you don't like cilantro, you can leave that out. It will be just fine. Now, the first thing we have to do is cook our orzo. So I have a pan of water on the stove, and it's boiling. So we're going to add this, and I will set the timer for 8 minutes probably. Orzo usually takes 8 to 10 minutes to cook. And you wouldn't think that. Here, I'm going to show the grains. Most of you have probably seen orzo. But that's what they look like.
Looks
Now,
like rice.
tell me that that doesn't look like rice. No wonder I thought I was eating rice. Okay, so this takes about 8 to 10 minutes to cook. You would think it would cook faster than that being so small, but it does. It takes 8 to 10 minutes. So I'm going to stir this in real quick. And all we have to do is just pour it into our water. Let that come back to a boil. And I will need to stir it occasionally. You just want to make sure that it's not sticking. The other thing I have to do is salt that water. How much salt? Well, a lot. I had an Italian man tell me one time that your pasta water should be as salty as the sea. Well, that's a lot of salt. So I don't measure. I just put in 2 or 3 big scoops. I don't know how much it was. And now that I think about it, my second scoop wasn't very big. I'm going to put some more. You're going to lose most of that. Some of that is going to flavor your pasta, but a lot of that's just going to be drained away. So you don't have to worry about putting too much in there. It does just give your pasta some flavor. Okay, while we're waiting for that, actually it is at a boil, so I'm going to set my timer for 8 minutes. While we're waiting for that to cook, let's make our dressing. So I'm just going to add my lemon juice, and I am doing this in a jar because I think it's easier just to shake it up than it is to try to whisk it. But you can do it either way. If you want to use a whisk and do it in a bowl, you can certainly do that. Okay?
That smells so good.
We'll put in, it does, doesn't it? I love that lemon olive oil. There's our salt and our pepper. We'll put in our shallots. We want to get all of those in there. Don't want to waste any of those. And we will add our Grey Poupon Dijon mustard. Anybody remember that commercial?
That's all I ever remember when I hear Grey Poupon Dijon mustard.
Pardon me. Do you happen to have any Grey Poupon?
It was a pretty goofy commercial, all in all.
I know, we're showing our age, honey.
I know we are.
We are. We're showing how old we are by
And the fact
telling
that
we
it
remember
sticks
that.
with us so long
Yeah.
tells you that it was a good commercial, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, let's add our 1 tablespoon of honey. And I'm just going to tell you, if I go over 1 tablespoon, I'm not going to worry about that too much because, well, who doesn't love honey? Oh, oops, I put just a little bit extra in it. By the way,
Wasn't planned.
it wasn't planned.
Yeah.
Not by you, but maybe by me. Okay, so yesterday on our blueberry video, we had a trivia question. Never dreamed I'd be doing trivia. The question yesterday was, what did the Native American Indians call blueberries? Do you know, babe?
Only because you told me. You probably don't remember telling me, but you let it slip that it was called starfruit.
Starfruit or starberries. Yep. Now, why did they call them starfruit or starberries? Well, because on the bottom, you probably can't see this very well, but on the bottom of the berry, on the blossom end, there is a perfect 5-pointed star. So they called them, I better start, hang on. They called them starberries or starfruit. Okay, we still have 5 minutes left to cook our orzo. And our dressing is pretty much made. So we're going to finish letting that boil, and then we'll come back and put everything else together. All right, our orzo has boiled for 8 minutes, and it is ready to drain. By the way, I want to show you something. Look at these really nice little handle covers. These were sent to us along with some pot holders and some skillet handle covers by Jim and Linda from South Shore, Kentucky. And man, do they work well. It's really good. going to put this in our bowl. And we need to pour the dressing on this while it's hot, because we want that dressing to soak into that orzo. So we're just going to shake one more time. Make sure it is mixed up really well. And now we're going to pour that dressing right over that. Oh man, that smells good. Smell that lemon.
That's nice.
Let me grab a little spatula here. So I'm going to get all of that out there.
I can already see why this was requested for me tonight.
Yeah. It is
That's a
so
good one.
good. And, you know, it's very summery. It's lemon. And nothing tastes like summer more than lemon, in my opinion.
You know, it's a good recipe when someone calls and says, hey, you are coming to the men's group, right? Would you bring?
Yeah.
That's a nice compliment.
I hope so. I think so.
It's a nice compliment for your dish, that's for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So we have that dressing in, and I think all of that pasta is coated with it. That looks so good, and it smells wonderful. And now all we have to do is add everything else. So we're going to add our corn, we'll add our blueberries, add our green onions, and our cilantro. And just stir that together. Not only does it smell good and taste good, but it's just a really nice looking dish. The colors are really nice. The green, the yellow, the blueberries, the creamy white from the pasta. I just think it's a really pretty dish. Now, you do need to let this sit for 4 hours before you eat it, because it really needs to soak in those flavors and let everything come together. You could eat it right now as a warm salad. It's just not, the flavors are not going to combine this quickly. So you really do need to let it kind of sit in the refrigerator for 4 hours. Here's another nice thing about this dish. You can serve it cold. You can serve it straight out of the refrigerator, but it's also really good at room temperature. So if you're having a get-together, a cookout, a potluck, a men's cookout tonight, it's fine for it to sit out at room temperature, because this is delicious at room temperature. So we're going to let this chill for 4 hours, and then we'll come back and do the taste test. Our blueberry orzo salad has been in the refrigerator for about 4.5 hours. So it's ready for us to do a little taste test. Let me get some of everything in here. Baby, you gonna take the first bite?
Sure. Might be the only bite I get, so I better take one now, huh?
Probably will be. Oh, I think I dropped a piece.
That's good. It's a surprisingly nice combination, too, of flavors.
The blueberries give it a hint of sweetness. The lemon is not real strong,
But it's there.
I think that lemon olive oil is really good in it. Oh, you can taste the lemon, but it's not overpowering. I can taste the onions.
And the salt that you added brings out that lemon flavor.
Yeah, and that's another thing. You really should taste this before you serve it. You may need to add a little more salt. That pasta will soak in a little from the salt water when it's boiling, but it's not going to soak in a lot of it. And there's a little bit, just a half a teaspoon in the dressing, but you may have to add more. You may need a little more than that. That's delicious. I love it. It's just such a good summer salad. And on top of that, you don't have to keep it refrigerated while you're serving it. So, works well. Okay, we gave the answer to our last trivia question. Let's do another one today. how many blueberries does the typical blueberry plant produce in 1 year? Now, I've looked at several websites that gave this answer and they all agreed. So think about it. How many blueberries does the typical blueberry plant produce in 1 year? All right.
I'm going to have to really think about that one. I'm not sure what the size of one bush is. I'm going to have to think.
Think about it. Thank you for watching our videos. We do appreciate it. Don't forget that right below this video we'll see the title of it, Blueberry Orzo Salad. If you'll click that title, that description box will expand. Melissa puts the written recipe right there for you on every one of our videos. And our contact information is right below that written recipe. Also, at the bottom is a place for you to leave a comment, and we love to read your comments. Leave us a comment down there and tell us what you think the answer is to today's blueberry trivia question. How many blueberries does the typical plant produce in 1 year? Also, if you would, we'd appreciate you clicking that thumbs up. That just says you liked our video. And if you haven't before, we invite you to click this subscribe button, the little notification bell by it, and the word all. That just joins you to our channel. We like to say it gives you a seat at the table, and you'll never miss another one of our videos. Thank you so much for watching. We do appreciate it, and we'll see you the next time. We want you to remember, you are always welcome to come sit at my table. Have a great day.